All right, it's Aura Celeste here. Now, for the upcoming message of the week, and I asked you to pick crystal 1, 2, or 3. For group 2, we had this Canadian jade. Now, this jade, it has all of the. I wish this camera quality could really pick up these striations and the various um, characteristics of this stone. Not only is jade considered to be very abundant and lucky and things like that, especially in the Asian tradition, it was in the breastplate of Aaron in the Bible. Now, this crystal, it being green, it does relate to the heart chakra. Now, there's is I would say the rose quartz and the jade crystals, when it comes to the heart chakra, are very, very influential in pushing out the heart energy and really expanding the heart space. This is what attracts opportunities and abundance to a person, and hence why I feel it is associated with that abundance and prosperity, because it is with the heart that you do attract those types of things. Now, this is a stone that heals, replenishes, and supports those who use it, those who wear it. And there's also a jade plant. Is it in the succulent family? I have to I have to check, but I do know there is a jade plant, and that too, much like bamboo and things like that, are they are associated with health, support, and also luck and abundance, wealth, things of that nature. People of prestige have always, not always, but people of prestige do use or have had the use of the jade crystals in their environment. And it was at one point only for those who were in high statuses, who were already associated with wealth. They attributed it to the jade that they used. Now, the jade that they used was probably that lighter colored jade, the more translucent jade crystal. But this is great for serenity and actually bringing your heart to a place of calm and collectedness, and therefore your emotions won't run on high or run rampant. This is good for people with anxiety as well as paranoia. It's good for people who are overwhelmed by large bodies of people and things like that, because the heart chakra, it needing to be fortified, really signifies that it is something to protect, and it is something that your heart center does announce you before you actually even introduce yourself, so people can feel your heart before they find out who you are. Highly sensitive people can, for sure. So this is also good for people who are in recovery. If you've gotten injured or anything like that, a jade crystal will aid in your physical strength and a speedy recovery, or recovering more prevalently. So now it is a crystal that does is believed to, I say is believed to because how can you prove? But with it fortifying the physical strength of a person, it's because of the spirit that is being protected or being assisted, and that also being strengthened. So in the transition process, or a person really going to what people call the afterlife, or leaving this bodily form, it also helps protect too. So to put a crystal with the person who is departing can be seen as a good omen. Now, when it comes to the cards that I got for you all, we have Shaliel, which is the angel of silence. And I thought this was very interesting because it's a quiet strength. It's something that is so powerful. Silence can be deafening. Okay. And also, we have networker. So I was getting the term, the quote, it goes without saying, or what you're not saying is speaking volumes. It's actions are louder than words. And this networking energy is a form of communication. And your silence could be alarming some people, not because there's something wrong, but because they know that it's something. It makes them uncomfortable when your communication, your networking, your outreach, your presence is something that makes people feel very comfortable, or they feel very safe. This heart chakra energy really does a lot of good for a lot of people, whether you consider yourself to be a public figure or not. The presence of you has such a high impact that the silence itself can be jarring to those who have come to rely on that comfort of you being there or being around. So the light attributes enhances unity through the sharing of information, engenders social awareness and empathy. The shadow attributes conveys information only for personal gain, spreads fear and falsehood. And I do feel that you have never, I say that never word lightly, but it is a generalized word to say also. But you have not been in a position to spread falsehoods or to engage in fear-based activity. If you're relaying information, you're doing so for the health of it, from a place of the heart space of real care and concern. And this is what has afforded you, or um, really made people attracted to what you have to say in your presence in general. So when you speak, people do listen, whether they recognize you as that public figure or a role model or someone that is teaching them something. They learn a lot from your presence and your ability to convey. And it's cool because on this card I see, cards. It's like mail. So there's messages and everything that you're conveying. And this silence is also something that they're going to take note of. And I do like how the hues of this purple are still kind of cascading. They're still being used in this card. So they're not separate. They're very much aligned. It's also saying that to show those particular people that you do love and care for a little extra attention. Your silence is, like I said, very powerful. And so when you do speak, there is a level of respect for what you're saying and what you're speaking. And so if you reach out, if you do send snail mail, very, very, and now it seems antique because all you're getting is bills, advertisements, and updates in the mail. A lot of things have gone green, and you're getting digital forms of mail, emails, and things of that nature. But to really convey a heartfelt message or a heartfelt uh, knowing, or just a reminder to particular people what they mean to you, reach out through mail. Get a book of stamps. You can get them at the post office. You can get some at grocery stores. There are a lot of places that do carry it. And a box of envelopes is maybe $1, $3 max. You can do a lot with a stamp, a piece of paper, and an envelope, and a writing utensil. You can pen a letter. It doesn't have to be extensive or very detailed. It could be silly. It could be small. It could be cordial. But it is a form of, is something that people will always have, or will feel like this is personal. This is for me. This is something, when in an age where technology is just on, is on the rise, to the point where the people they don't write in pen and paper anymore. They can't remember the date unless they check their phone. They can't remember the time unless they check their phone. They don't know numbers. They don't have phone books. So if anything happens to their email account or happens to their phones, they're really at a loss for anybody that they have connected with solely through digital means and technological means. So you have to understand there is power in those words, and your silence is, as a networker using this light attribute, there's someone very specific that wants to hear from you, and reaching out or sending that word in this type of way will really, really make you stand out. Or if you're receiving a letter from someone and it's the last thing you would expect to do. Something handwritten, it really impacts you in a major way, because you know that the spoken word and the written word, if you didn't know, they vary significantly. The way you convey yourselves verbally versus the way that you write, and you really sit down and you write something, you're speaking in two different senses of language, two different, it's coming from two different places. And so it really will bring out an aspect. You can pick up so much. You can pick up so much from a written word or message. Oh, hold on just a second. Sorry. Everybody wants to message me when I'm trying to talk to you. And so this is what I mean. Your silence, it really does affect um people's lives, whether you know it or not. They kind of wait for what you have to say, because it has been on a very positive level. It has been a very quiet teacher in their lives. And so this jade crystal is really talking about the intent and that purity. And it really is bringing a sense of calm. Like, things are normal when the networker is speaking, when this person of high importance is really giving information and really conveying facts, or saying the things that we haven't actually spoken out loud for ourselves. We can agree with this person without losing our what we're known to be associated with. We can have differing beliefs and feel confident that this person that we're so aligned with, even if people in my own life don't understand or wouldn't align or see credence in their messages, I do find that they're speaking truth, that they're speaking up on things that should be spoken about. And I'm proud of that. I'm happy that somebody that I look up to is doing so. So there's a sense of admiration here as well. So again, the angel of silence, sometimes because of a person only speaking when necessary and only coming out with a message that is real and true, and coming from a place of purity and innocence, it matters so much more. So you know that the silence can have people seek you out as well. So if you have not been communicating, or you've been taking a break from how you are on social media or how you're conveying your messages, people are taking notice. They have come accustomed to the messages you relay. They've learned a lot behind the scenes, whether they'll admit it or not. They do see you as someone of wise counsel, or someone that they can learn a lot from. So I hope you enjoyed your message. Just understand that a little bit goes a long way. So you reaching out in these ways, or giving someone a personal message, even if it isn't snail mail, if you send them a private message, hey, you were on my mind, I'm hoping you're doing all right, just saying hello. It has no hidden agenda. It has no strings attached. It's really just you being that networker. If you have followers, or if you have people who subscribe, or if you have people who are adding you or using your handle to get your attention, reply to those messages. If you're getting emails, reply to those messages. Make sure that everyone that you're in communication with knows that you're okay, or you're accessible, or that they can contact you, or you can contact them, or that you're not so far removed from the public, or that you're not in a place of um, portraying something that you are not. I don't feel that these shadow attributes actually relate to you. I do feel that there are other people in your environment. You're so unlike them because of how honest and real and sincere that you are, that it naturally has people gravitating towards you. So don't be alarmed and go into a shell of silence using this Shatiel energy, because it is not harmful to you. It's just that people are attracted to things that are real and true, more so than those, and well, it may be considered a rarity for people to actually gravitate towards things that are real and true, because of how many people are so surrounded and enthralled by the false. So just understand that no matter how big or how small your presence as a networker, your presence as this person who conveys things from awareness or empathy, and actually promoting those things to everybody that you're impacting or reaching across whatever platform, whatever area of life that you're actually considered to be a part of. You're being seen as a person who has these things about you, awareness and empathy. And that's what people need at this time. So, this angel of silence, you may have taken a break, but it's time to reemerge now. It's time to continue to teach. It's time to continue to convey that heart space. This jade crystal is really asking you to be aware that no matter how much attention or lack of attention you lack, is a word that doesn't safely describe what's going on. It's just that the people who are actually attracted to the type of messages you convey are slowly but surely gaining in number. So it's few and far between at one point, and it will be more, and it picks up traction the more that people's empathy and awareness opens. So you continuing to do the work that you do, and that networking that you do, that teaching that you do, those messages that really just hit close to home for certain people, or really people can empathize with or learn something from, that is your strength to keep doing so, because this heart chakra energy, it cascades through your messages and people are able to receive a sense of healing from it. That was a mouthful. So for those who picked this jade crystal, do your thing. I appreciate you, and continue. Take your breaks, little bits and oftens. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself mentally, physically, energetically, emotionally, spiritually, for sure. But also remember that it is a part of your being here on earth that is impacting the lives of others through your empathy and awareness. So whether you recognize yourself as a networker or not, you do have a network, and you are an intricate part of that thing, functioning highly and divinely. Okay? So take care, and I will see you guys next week.